Hello, welcome back to Revstudy. We'll continue with our AI course. So far, we have seen Postman and request and response, how to request an external APIs and how to get a response. We also did that in Python. In today's module, in today's video, we will do how to build our own app. How to build our own app so that it can be accessed by outside people as well. I'll tell you how that works shortly in this video. Before going into that, we'll before go and build into the module, we will first understand one thing. So you can actually build applications using Python. So Python has web frameworks like to build apps, to build APIs. Like you can put a wrapper for your logic, your code, whether it's a data science application or whether it's a AI application or whether it's a simple function. If you want external people to use it, you can wrap it into APIs or apps using web frameworks. You can expose those APIs to external world so that two applications can talk to each other, right? So you can do that in Python using web frameworks. There are different web frameworks in Python. Like these are a few. There are many more, but for this module we will use Flask. One very famous one is Django, and recently Fast API is becoming more and more famous or familiar. Also Dash is one cool library if you are building some data science based applications. So that's the web frameworks for you in Python. What we'll do now is we will go into Visual Studio Code and we will build a small Flask based time app. So that app will tell us time whenever you reload the current time. Okay, so now I have opened the code editor. I'm using Visual Studio Code. I think you can also use Visual Studio Code. You can open any folder. Like I created a folder in my local and then named it Revstudy AI course. If you want to know how to set up Visual Studio Code and a small tutorial, if you want, please ask me. I'll do that. Otherwise, you can also check online. So let me create a virtual environment. So our course in Visual Studio Code, you can do command space, sorry, not command space, command shift P. If you do command shift P or control shift P, you get interpreter. You can say Python select interpreter. I'm going to create a virtual environment. I recommend everybody to create a virtual environment. Follow through this course. I'm creating a Python based virtual environment. It got created, and now I'll also create one Flask app, Flask time app. I'll say Flask time app folder. Okay, so far very clear, right? We just set up our environment. Now we'll do one thing. I'll create one file called app.py. Just follow along with me. So if you are using Visual Studio Code, it will also suggest you some code. I think you can also use that code. I'll try. I'll put a prompt, create a Python, not Python, Flask app with current time, and then it will suggest me some code. I just imported Flask. I also imported datetime module in Python, and I'll also imported root and then get current. I'm just doing what the code editor is suggesting because I know already what it is doing. So please follow through this if you have any doubts. So now we have to do if name main and then app. It should not be just debug true, but it should also be port you should also have host 00 dot, there should be 00 4 zeros. Yeah, so now you have a code for a simple Flask app. If you want this code, I'll paste it in our WhatsApp group, or you can also write it down, or you can ask any ChatGPT or any code editor at this point. It will give you the code, but try to understand the code. It's not like you just get it dumb. Spend some time, at least 5 minutes, understand. Here we are importing a library or module called Flask, which is one of the web framework which I showed just now. And then you have a datetime module to get date. And then here, this is important, to initiate your app you have to tell Flask name. That's how you initiate the app. And then for getting a route, so this is how you get a route method, like app route. So this will give you a different routes, like time route. For example, if you search for any websites, there will be .com login, .com home, .com course, right? Something like that. So that /time is the route, the URL route. So when someone says 0000 dot time, you get this function triggered, and then get current time, and then current time will be current time and its formatting. This is like string formatting. You already learned some string formatting from our course, right? There are different string formattings. And then you have return JSONify current time. That will return a JSON version of current time, and then that will be returned when this thing runs automatically. Okay, so one thing is that we don't have requirements. There is like Flask. If you want to install the library, you need Flask as a module, external module. So I'll create one requirements file for us, requirements.txt, and then I'll add Flask here. Okay, and then we need to install the requirements here. So I'll do terminal. So now we have our requirements here. We'll go to new terminal, and then we have to activate the virtual environment. So the way you activate is source venv bin activate. Once you've done that, sorry, you should have, yeah, so you should run source.venv, because you have seen here our virtual environment is .venv. So now our virtual environment is ready. We need to install our Flask into virtual environment. So that we have to do it with cd. We don't need to do cd. You can just say pip install -r, and then Flask requirements.txt. So if you just follow my commands, so now you have successfully installed all this. And then the way you run is, the app is Python and Flask and then app. If you do this, so port 5000 is already in use, so I can change the port. Let's say I want 5001 in the port, and then Python app. So now our code is running here. If I copy paste this port, and then I should also put time, because our URL is time, right? So now you have current time. My current time is 1648. So if I reload, it will also change the seconds. So see, this is 0911, right? So this is how you make a simple Python app. This is a time app now, which says the current time using the Python's inbuilt datetime module. But we have used Flask as the framework. So the Flask framework will tell how you have to do the routing and what methods. So here we made a get method. If you remember, we had get and post methods in Postman, right? During that module. And we have opened this port, like your computer also allows different ports from external world. Like your browser is asking your computer now where to send the code request. It will send it to 5001 port. So whenever there is a 5001 port, this will trigger and gives the response. Also here you can see, like, we have requested 4 times the get method, and we got like four results. If I now show you side by side, if I put it here and then if I put it here and then run it again, you can see, run it again, you get one request here, see, at 4931. If I run it again, you'll get another request at 36. So whenever you request in your browser, your code will get triggered because you are telling this port, right? So these are like tied, this host and this port is tied. So here you get it. And by the way, 127.0.0.1 and 0.0.0.0 are both are same. Here if you put 0.0.0.0.0, it's the same, it will run instead of 127.0.1. so this is a convention. I'll just put a comment here so that you can understand. 127.0.0.1 is same as 0.0.0.1 and also is same as localhost see. So these three are same, whether you put this or this in the browser, it will give you the same response. This is how you build your Python application or Python APIs. So remember, like, you can change as many endpoints here. Like currently we have time, you can build another endpoint, you can build another logic, it can be any complicated thing, it can be a more sophisticated AI algorithm. So everything will go under this function, under this route. Okay, so this is how so we successfully made our first time application. If you have any doubts, please comment or please send me the questions in WhatsApp. You know the contact in our website, right? In revstudy.com. So if you go here and then there is WhatsApp. So in the WhatsApp, if you ping me your doubts, I will reply with appropriate solution and then we can solve it. Okay, so that's all for today. Have a nice day. We'll continue from another module later.